What's up, good people? John B back in the building. Day 2, week 3. All right. By now, you guys had 2 weeks to play around with these exercises and get familiar with these workouts. Once again, week 2, you should have progressed depending on your fitness level, whether it was going up on weight or changing your time intervals. Now, with week 3, what we're going to do is we are also going to challenge ourselves further in weight or time intervals in your base exercises, which are not going to change much. We're just going to have different variations of these exercises. Now, for this week, we are going to utilize a bench. All right, so if you have a bench at home, you'll be able to utilize this. If you are going to the gym, then I'm sure you have access to the bench. If you don't, then you could always go back to week 1 and 2 and do the exercises on the floor and have the modification done there, okay? So once again, guys, today we're gonna modify 2 exercises, superset those. We're gonna have to work those for whatever time interval you're gonna hit in there and get it done, all right? First 2 exercises, superset. We're gonna keep the bend over row. I think this is one of those staples exercises that allow you to really stabilize your back, keep that core engaged, and work the upper back strength. All right, so right now I'm gonna have a heavier pair of dumbbells, so I'm going heavier on weight with this exercise. I went up on weight from week 1 to week 2 to week 3 now. All right, may have to purchase some new dumbbells going forward. All right, so here we're gonna soften our knees, guys. We're gonna kick our butt back, have a nice flat back. Once again, I'm having my dumbbells nice and rested here. What I'm going to do from this position, guys, keeping my core nice and tight, lower back nice and flat. What I'm going to do is squeeze my shoulder blades together while driving my elbows back, pulling these dumbbells right to my waistline, back down. Always making sure you keep those shoulders nice and safe. Don't let them roll forward and hit that back, all right? From there, we're going to superset this. Now, week 1 or 2, we did floor presses. Now we're going to bring it to the actual bench to allow you the feeling of being disciplined with this movement and really controlling the weight so you don't go way too far on this press when you're pressing and not putting too much pressure on your shoulders. So you always want to lay back, have your back nice and tight into the bench. All right, first thing we want to do, guys, make sure you have full contact on the floor. And also here, what we're going to do is you almost want to hug this bench with your upper back to create a nice arch on your lower back, squeezing your glutes and pressing your feet into the ground. From here, guys, in a nice angle, we're going to bring it down to a nice comfortable level. Once you're right here, nice comfortable, the shoulders are not overextending. You're going to come here. You're going to press it up by squeezing your chest together. And before those dumbbells touch, you want to reverse the movement. Squeeze, reverse. Here, if you guys notice, my elbows are staying in an angle. If you were looking from the top, it's almost as if both of my arms were the outside of the letter A. All right, nice 45-degree angle, pressing through. All right, you guys want to avoid flaring those elbows all the way out here and putting too much pressure on your shoulders. So those are the first 2 exercises there. You have the bent over row and the bench press. All right, now we're going to go into our next superset. First exercise is going to be a single arm row, and then we're going to continue with the Arnold press as well. So all we're changing with this one from week 1 and 2 is we went from supporting just our hand on top of this bench. In order to allow us to go a bit heavier, what we're going to do now is we're going to use, obviously, 1 dumbbell, but we're going to use the whole bench to kind of allow us to place our leg and our hand here, all right? Now, the key with this exercise, guys, is making sure you keep your lower back nice and flat, and we're going to do all the pulling from that back, all right? So you don't want to over-exaggerate and do this, all right? You want to really stay here, stabilizing that core. Let's pick up our weight. Get your hand here. Now, if you guys notice, I'm keeping my shoulder nice and aligned with my wrist, all right? And I'm going to keep that elbow locked as well with my core nice and engaged, keeping my weight down here. Shoulder blade is already back and down, all right? So you want to put your shoulder blade in your pocket. And from here, guys, you want to roll by bringing this dumbbell towards your waistline, coming here. Usually, sometimes, if I put my foot back a little bit more, find myself to be a bit comfortable. Sometimes you may not have the mobility to do so, so play around with it. So once again, shoulder blades back and down. Here, work that back. You guys will notice when you focusing on pulling with your back, you guys are going to feel the work a lot more in comparison to doing things like this, where people just use momentum to pull that way, or they just pull with their arm. They do this. All right, they end up doing a curl. All right, you want to avoid that. Once again here, course nice and tight. Pull with your back by bringing this dumbbell towards your waistline, right back down. So that's going to be the dumbbell single arm row. With this one, guys, as you guys know, just like in week 1 and 2, you want to be able to double up on each side. So depending on your fitness level, if you're doing the advanced, you're going to do 12 total rounds, which is going to allow you to hit each side about 3 times. So you go left for the prescribed time, then you move on to the right, you hit the right, then we're going to come into our shoulder press. All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to perform this one. Instead of sitting down, what we're going to do is we're going to go onto our knees. All right, we're going to go directly onto our knees in order to engage that core and really allow us to stabilize in the core area and in the shoulder area. So we're going to come down onto the floor. I'm going to have this dumbbell here to the side. Shoulder blades are backing down, core engaged, so both knees are on the floor now. All right, I'm going to pick up this dumbbell. I'm actually going to switch to my left. My right, I'm suffering injury. I have a torn labrum, so I want to stay away from doing too much there. All right, so I usually do modify this exercise for my own workout. But here, guys, once again, guys, you don't want to be in this position here. Put your shoulder blades into your pocket, nice and engaged. We're going to bring this dumbbell here, so it's staying right in front of your shoulder. You don't want to rest it on your shoulder. From here, guys, activating that core. Let's shoot this arm out here. Press overhead. Return it to your starting position. And keep pressing in the same manner for the prescribed time. Once the time is up, you rest for your time interval. You switch to the opposite arm and you hit the other side. Then you go back into your bent over row, back and forth for 12 total minutes, allowing you to hit each side for 3 sets. All right, that's superset number 3. Now we're going into superset number, that was superset number 2. We're going to superset number 3, which is going to be the reverse fly and the bench fly. Guys, I would honestly say with this one, if you guys are going heavier on those first exercises, I would say go lighter with this one. This is one of those exercises that you want to just feel the movement and get a lot of reps in. So even for me, since I'm working on some prehab, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to grab my 8-pounders. I know these 8-pounders are going to destroy me. So what we're going to do, instead of a regular reverse fly, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to keep these dumbbells, instead of coming here in a neutral grip, we're going to turn them out with our palms facing our body. All right, our palms facing our body. We're going to come here. We're going to go into the hip hinge position. Okay, back nice and flat. And from here, what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze those shoulder blades together and bring those dumbbells out in that same position. So I'm not turning them out here. I'm keeping it here with my palms facing me. Nice squeeze. All right, believe me when I tell you, even if you're doing 30-30 for 30 seconds of well performed, you're gonna feel. So you want to avoid jerking up. You want to avoid this. Always stay in this position and really just squeeze those shoulder blades together. Work that upper back, those rear delts. Really fire them up. From here, guys, we're going to go into the bench fly. So for week 1 and 2, we were on the floor. Now this time, we're going to put it onto the bench. Once again, if you don't have access to a bench, just stick with the same thing you did for week 1 and 2 and perform that exercise. Guys, feel free to go heavier. I'm going to use the lighter weights for demonstration with this exercise because of my shoulder. So just know you guys can challenge yourself if you're ready to go a bit heavier. So we're going to lay onto the bench. Same as the bench press, guys. You want to make sure your head is on that bench. You want to hug that bench with your upper back to create that natural arch on your lower back. You want to squeeze your glutes, keep contact with your feet on the floor. And we're going to start with these dumbbells above our chest, nice and a little bit apart from each other. We want to avoid touching them all the time. So we're going to come here. Now from here with a slight elbow bent, guys, I want you to just open up your chest, sort of like you're trying to stretch it. Get into a comfortable position right here where your shoulders are still comfortable. Then squeeze your chest to bring it back up. All right, some people or most people don't have a great mobility to really go all the way down and open it up like this. What you're doing is you're putting your shoulder in a bad position. Just stay nice and comfortable, squeezing your chest before they touch. Come right back down and really feel those muscles work. Once again, guys, feel free to challenge yourself with as much weight as possible. Just keep in mind you want to perform as many reps as possible in your interval time, and then you want to take your time to relax. So that's superset number 3, your reverse fly with the grip, having those hands face your body, and then we're going to do the fly on the bench. All right, then we're going into our last one, which is a Z hold in a tricep extension. So last week we had an explosive sit-up. All right, we had an explosive sit-up. We had a dynamic sort of movement for the core. What we're going to do today is we're going to isolate and hold the position. All right, we're going to hold the position. So we're going to come onto the floor. I'm going to come here onto the floor, and we're going to bring your shoulder blades back and down, core is nice and engaged. We're going to have these dumbbells over your head while holding this position, guys. Biceps are almost by my ears. All I'm doing is bending the elbows to bring it back up. Here, nice and controlled. You're going to perform this for whatever time interval you have picked, and you're going to rest, and you're going to repeat for a total of 10 minutes to really, really fire up that core and those triceps. Those triceps are going to almost hate you, so I would advise for you guys to go down to the lower weights on this. If you guys start to notice there are certain movements that are more about technique and really owning that movement, you don't have to go too heavy and compromise your form. All right, so I'm going to kind of come forward and allow you guys to see it from a different angle so you see my feet positioning. So I'm here, my heels are on the floor, shoulder blades are back and down, so I'm getting these dumbbells over my head. All right, right by my ears is my bicep. All right, all I'm doing is bending the elbow back, pressing back up, back, pressing back up, and letting it be that way. All right, guys, so that is day 2 upper body of week 3. Remember, guys, take it to your level, challenge yourself, do the best you can. With this, you have a structure to follow. Let me know if you have any questions. Once again, if you guys need to see week 1 or 2, they're going to stay up on the website, beyondgymselfies.com. If you guys want to check me out on Instagram, it's at JohnB973. Or if you guys just want to write me an email, beyondgymselfies@gmail.com. Talk to you guys soon. Have an amazing workout. Peace.